Hey, okay, I think I'm live. I think I am. I'll check. Yes, I think I am. Can you hear me? 1 second. Yeah, okay, good. I'm live. I'm going to talk today about semi-final 2. Have a little discussion, have a little debrief about last night. It was an amazing semi-final, just exactly like semi-final 1. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm saying. But we're here to talk about semi-final 2. Very, very, very good show yesterday. The BBC are doing such a good job. I've never ever been this proud ever for the BBC. They're doing really good. And I was meant to watch the grand final rehearsals, the dress rehearsal today. Completely missed it. Completely and utterly missed it. Like I'm press accredited online press, and I just left the apartment today, and I completely forgot that we had a dress rehearsal today. So that was professional, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about semi-final 2. I'm going to talk about the non-qualifiers first, because I think we just might as well just get them out of the way, because I don't want to go on about them too long, because it just made me a bit sad. Because I was sat right behind I was sat behind the green room last night. I was at the show last night. I think I should say that. I was in the arena last night, and I was sitting behind the green room, and I just watched everyone's faces, like Romania, Greece, who else? Well, Georgia. I was sat right behind Georgia, and oh my god, that's the worst part about being in the arena for the live shows, because you see all of their faces when they don't qualify, and it's not a nice thing. It's not nice at all. Also, I should mention, I tried to do this live stream earlier, and it just was not working. I was just lagging all over the place. It just did not work whatsoever. So I'm just going to check if it's working now. Okay, yeah, it's working. Okay, good. Okay, so we should point out who qualified and who didn't. So the qualifiers that we have are, boom, 1 sec. Can I share my screen? There we go. Haha, no, it's this side. Haha. Semi-final 2 qualifiers were Albania, Armenia, Australia, Austria, sponsored by the letter A, B, Belgium, Cyprus, Estonia, Lithuania, Poland, and Slovenia, which meant the non-qualifiers were, let's try and do this off the top of my head, San Marino, Georgia, we'll talk about that. Who else? Greece, Iceland. Who else did not qualify? Who else did not qualify? Who else didn't qualify? Greece, Iceland, San Marino. Oh, this is like a game. I can't remember who did not qualify. San Marino, Greece, Iceland, Georgia. Fuck, why can't I remember that? Oh my god, this is like truly like a game. 1 sec till I go into the Eurovision website. I should really be doing my research before these live streams, shouldn't I? Georgia. Who did not qualify? Romania and Denmark. I forgot about the opening. Denmark did not qualify. Okay, there we go. So Denmark, Romania, Iceland, Greece, and Georgia, and San Marino. They were the 6 that did not qualify. Let's go Georgia first. We'll get the hard one out of the way. That was difficult, because I definitely thought Georgia was a sure qualifier. But well, about a month ago, I thought Georgia was a sure qualifier, but it just had that big question mark on it over the past week. I don't know if the staging was impactful enough. It was good. It was a better performance than some last night that actually did get through, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But Georgia, she had a good performance. All of her vocals were amazing. Like, she sounded amazing. I know there are people not happy about this, but I can understand why it didn't qualify. But we'll leave Georgia there. I'm still sad. I'm scared for Georgia's return next year. Very scared, because if I was them, I wouldn't want to return. Like, they've had a non-qualification streak of since 2015, so it's like 8 years. That's a long time. So it's like they tried their best this year. They went through The Voice to choose their artist, and the song was good. The song's the best song they've had out of that non-qualification streak. I'm almost sure they would have came 11th in this semi-final, so that's why this is even more annoying, because they nearly probably had it. I'm almost sure that they were 11th. But the next to not qualify was San Marino. This was, I don't think, like, this was expected. I'm not going to talk about this as in depth. This was expected. The song, well, the staging was better than what I thought it was going to be, but the song just wasn't strong enough. And everyone knew that. Greece. I think the downfall of Greece was Greece's staging. That Victor is an amazing vocalist. I've seen him live before the semi-finals, and he's a really good vocalist. He's such a good singer. He's so good. That staging, I don't know what the broadcaster was thinking. But I watched it, and I was listening to his vocals, and then his face popped up on the big screen, and I'm just like, why? Who okayed this? Who kind of checked this off as like a good thing to do? No. That was not a good idea. The staging just was all over the place. It felt one empty, two really cheesy and tacky with his face everywhere. And see, like, when there was loads of Victors on the LEDs, it just looked it looked tacky, and it just wasn't. I hope Greece learn from that. I really hope they do. We'll leave Greece. I could sit here and talk about it for hours, but I'm not going to, because I'm not going to. Iceland, this was yet again, it was like Georgia. It had a big question mark, but I thought Georgia would qualify more than Iceland. Yet again, it was like Greece, where the staging was just really empty, and that was its downfall. This had every chance to qualify, but obviously it just didn't. It didn't cut it. But I love Delia, and I love the song. I do really like the song. Just the staging was not there. It just wasn't it. Next to non-qualify was Romania. This is a lot like San Marino. I think Romania and San Marino were the for sure non-qualifiers in this semi, which is so sad, because like, I know people that really do like Romania's song. So I have to be quite careful. But yeah, his staging was not good either. Like Victor's, just the staging was not good. The projections of himself, and then what were they women wearing, like white gowns, and that guitar solo at the start just wasn't. Yeah, that wasn't right for the song. No, it just was not. I'm looking at it now on my iPad, and it just looks, yeah, again, quite tacky. And yeah, this but I'm not going to share my screen just for this, but just the solo shot of that. Oh, you can't see because the thing is blurred, but that just was not. Like, what yet again, what were the broadcasters thinking? I don't get it. And he's such a good vocalist as well. Remember that, like, Eurovision medley that he put out a few weeks ago? That was so good. His voice, he's shown that his voice is great. But we'll leave Romania. I knew it was not going to qualify. And I know there's a few people that are going to be a bit upset, but we'll leave it there. And then Denmark, it opened the semi-final, and it just wasn't strong. So it was kind of doomed from the get-go. It was better than what I thought it was going to be. The staging was good. Like, the structure that he had, it kind of it replicated what Rosalind did last year. It had the same kind of feel to it. Obviously, it didn't pay off. I could see this song becoming quite a big hit, but it's not. It's not a Eurovision song, and that staging just no. But done all the non-qualifiers. This was not as strong a semi as semi one, but there was still a shocker. There was still a shocker with Georgia. I would even say that Iceland was kind of a shocker to me. I thought Iceland would have got through. But but there was a few borderline qualifiers here. Like, I'd say Estonia was probably borderline, Lithuania, probably Poland as well. But yeah, let's talk about our qualifiers. We'll start with Albania. This was the first one to be announced, first qualifier, and I was so happy for Albania. I was so happy. I was almost sure that they weren't going to qualify. After, like, see, when you're in the audience, you kind of know, you'll see what the audience are feeling and not. And usually in the recaps, because when they do the recaps, the audience cheers for their favourite and kind of goes mental and crazy. Albania's just wasn't getting a hell of a lot of love, so I was very scared for it. But I'm so glad that it qualified. This will be a healthy, it'll balance out the final because there's a lot of pop songs in the final, so this will be a pleasant kind of break. I think I'm glad it qualified. It's a very, very heartwarming song. I do like it, but did it maybe take the place of Georgia? That's all I'm saying. Armenia. I mean, this was both expected and not. It was in the dreaded second position in the semi-final. Sorry, so it was. Yeah, it had a question mark tied to it, but the performance in the staging was really good. But the one thing that most people were talking about regarding this performance was that dance break. What was the point in it? What? Like, I seriously, I do not get that dance break. What was the point of it? The song is about kind of love and your health. Like, she mentions it so many times in the song, and immediately in the bridge, she just busts out a dance break. It didn't fit the song, but it got through, so I'm glad. But that dance break just did not fit the song. Although it proved she was a good dancer, but it didn't need it. It was like she was trying to kind of replicate what Blanca was doing or what Chanel did last year. But the difference with Blanca's song, the difference with their songs, Blanca's song is it could have a dance break and it works. But with Future Lover, it didn't need it. What is Mary saying? Mary's saying, I was shocked that Georgia did not get to the final. So was I. It's very, very, very sad that they didn't get to the final. And did you see that video that was circulating on Twitter? It was like, I don't know what this person was thinking, but it was like on the right-hand side of the audience, someone took a picture of her like really sobbing her eyes out after the qualifying announcements. And oh my God, like, it was just, why would you do that? I mean, whoever that was, I mean, that was not nice. Australia, Voyager, this got an amazing reaction. I'm almost sure that this won the semi. Voyager, this song is just awesome. Absolutely awesome. The way they were rocking it on that stage, it was electrifying. It was so dang good. The audience reaction as well to this was, it was very, very, it was surprising to me because it actually got a better reaction than what Austria did. Like, it had a really, really, really healthy reaction. There was no doubt about the qualifying, about Australia. There was 2 Australian girls sitting next to me, and they were worried, and I'm like, there is literally nothing you need to worry about. Stop worrying, because it's definitely qualifying. It didn't really seem like they knew much about Eurovision, but I told them, Australia, no need to worry. Next one, Austria. Also, didn't really need to worry, obviously. I think they maybe came second, or they could have won the semi. But Austria, like, I have to admit, this was one of my favourites before the semi-finals. The staging definitely did not kind of, it didn't, what's the word? What is the word? The music video was so good. The music video was one of the best music videos we had seen this year, but yet the live performance didn't kind of have anything to do with the music video. They didn't even have the dance, really. They done a dance, but it wasn't the same as the music videos. It just was, it had a different feel. It felt like it was a different song almost. Although the audience in the arena, just the absolute reaction was amazing. It was like Australia, but I think I'm not the only one that felt that this was kind of a bit of a letdown, but it could still have a good position in the grand final, but it's opening. It's open, so this could flop, but you never know. What's Mary saying? Did not think Poland would get through, but we're getting to that in a minute. We'll get to that. Belgium next. This also had an amazing crowd reaction. I would have been very surprised if this did not qualify. This was an awesome performance. He is one of the best and most consistent vocalists, I mean, like, probably ever in Eurovision. Like, we have never heard a bad vocal come out of this man. He's so amazing. He's so lovely. I mean, he's the kindest human. I'm absolutely made up that he's in the final. I'm so happy that he's in the final. And I'm almost sure he's got a good position in the running order. I'm going to do a live stream about the running order, maybe about 30 minutes after this one. But yeah, I'm so glad Belgium got through. Next, Cyprus. After the live performance, seeing the live performance of this was a sure qualifier. This was awesome. This was amazing. The fire effects, his voice, his vocals are awesome. Seriously, so good. And a lot of people on Twitter have been saying, well, it was like 90% backing vocals. I'm like, no. His voice was carrying most of the performance. It was. I always said this before the semi-final. It was either going to be Greece or Cyprus that got through, and just overall, Cyprus's package was better, and they got through. And I'm happy. I'm happy to see it in the final. I think if it was between Andrew and Victor, I don't know why I compare these two songs. I always do it, not only because it's Cyprus and Greece, but I don't know why I compare them. I don't know why, but it was going to be one of them, and it was Cyprus. So I always say that. Next one, Estonia. This had a big question mark on it as well, but Alika's voice was just too good. Her voice was amazing. I think it's also because Eurofans knew what the Eesti Laul performance looked like. I think she just translated that to the Eurovision stage. They're familiar with it. It was just upgraded a little bit. I enjoyed it, and I think a lot of people did in the arena as well, and obviously at home she got through. So yeah, I'm happy to see it in the final. But whether it'll do well, I don't know. I need to check the running order because I think she drew first half. So Mary's saying, what do you think of Lazara? Love her. Seen a little sneak peek of the dress rehearsal that she done about an hour ago, and oh my god, stunning. Next one we're going to talk about Lithuania. Surprise. This was a surprise. I did not know this, I wasn't sure that this was going through. I was not 100%, but so glad it did. So glad it did. People were chabba-tooting all over, all over me, like in the arena. It was absolute amazing performance, this. And she's got a really good voice as well. I mean, there's really not much more to say about Lithuania. Like, I wasn't sure it was going through. There was something in my mind thinking that maybe Georgia was going to replace Lithuania in this. I thought Georgia maybe was a better kind of overall package towards the public. I thought this was Georgia would appeal more. But yeah, I'm glad Lithuania got through, especially with no juries. Like, I was surprised at that, so I'm glad. Right, next one, Poland. Mary, you're talking about Poland, right? You didn't think Poland would get through. I did. I said it from the beginning. I love Poland's song. I don't know why. I know it's like, it's so bland. It is. It's just such a generic piece of music that any artist could release and it could become a TikTok hit song, but there's no noteworthy thing in it. There's no big wow moment. But that there's something about it. I don't know what it is. It's almost like the meme of it has just made it so good. I don't know why. The song is generic, but I think that I don't know what it is. I don't know how I can explain it. I'm glad it's in the final. I'm so glad. I'm so interested to see how this is going to do, because this could be anywhere between not fifth, but maybe like 10th to 15th, or it's going to be in the bottom 5. Like, it's not going to go anywhere near the top, but I want a good result for Poland. Remember the reaction when Blanka won the Polish national final, and the outrage. I would absolutely love, if we went from that outrage to her doing really well in the final. that really just show Eurovision to be one of the most kind of weird competitions ever, that everyone was hating on her at the beginning, and she just does so well in the final. That would be an absolute perfect like story, isn't it? Like, that would be amazing, and it would show all the people that really were kind of not a big fan of Blanca to not judge too quick. Mary saying, what do you think of the UK entry? Well, no bias, but love it. I mean, I am worried. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna talk about it in the live stream I'm going to do later. I'm worried. I'm very, very, very nervous about the UK, because it's not, the staging looks good, but her vocals are just, I was almost sure that her vocals were awesome every single time she performed, because every other performance that I've seen that she hasn't done of I Wrote a Song, so she done her song Better Days on The Voice over in America, and that performance was amazing, but I'm almost sure it might have been lip synced now, because I don't know how, or maybe I Wrote a Song is just a hard song to sing live. I don't know what it is, but just I'm nervous, and I'm not the only one. I don't think I am quite nervous, but there's still potential. There's still potential to do semi well, but we're not going to win it. We're not going to get anywhere near winning it. We're not going to top 5, I don't think. But that's sad. That is sad. I think I've now come to terms that that is happening. So there's no way of helping it. It's the finals tomorrow. So next one, the last one we're going to talk about is Slovenia. This was definitely going through. The way that they left this till last to be announced was a crime. People, like, I was so nervous sitting in my seat. I was sinking into my seat, waiting for them to be announced. But I'm so glad that they did. I was almost sure this was qualifying as well. There was that little shred of doubt, but yeah, I'm very glad that it went through. So, talked about all the qualifiers. Overall, I don't think there's too many surprises. I think the biggest surprise, obviously, is Georgia not being there. And I'm scared for Georgia's participation next year. And Greece. Really. I actually am. Also, just before I go sign off here, Luxembourg's back. I thought I should mention that. Luxembourg were announced, or the EBU announced that Luxembourg is coming back in 2024. Oh, where did it go? There we go. Luxembourg's coming back in 2024. And oh my God, I'm so excited. Another country's getting added. We're not having like less than 40 acts probably in the 40 countries next year, because I know there are going to be more added next year as well. So yes, Luxembourg is back, and I'm so excited that we're getting more countries next year. What is Mary saying here? I think we should have had Rina Sabayama with Frankenstein as our entry. Okay. This was okay, right? Okay. We'll talk about this. Rina, I would have loved to have been Rina. I would loved it to have been Rina, but she would never have done it. And if she had, I don't think we would have gotten any better result than what I Wrote a Song will, to be honest with you. I mean, I love Frankenstein, and I listen to Rina like a lot. She's on my Spotify playlist quite a lot, but she's just. Would it have done any better than what I Wrote a Song did? Like, it's not Eurovision, I don't think. Personally, to me, it's my opinion. I like the song, I really do love Frankenstein, but yeah, it wouldn't have won Eurovision, I don't think. I think there's stronger songs this year than that. And bear in mind, it's really hard to win Eurovision. Like, last year when we came second with Spaceman, I was so utterly surprised that we were this close from winning. This close with Spaceman. And Spaceman was awesome. Looking back at it now, I can't believe we sent that entry. I cannot believe the UK sent that entry with that much quality. It blows my mind that we done that. I still can't believe it. And I saw Sam Ryder a few days ago in the Cavern Club. He was awesome. Absolutely amazing. I can't believe I've finally seen him live. Oh, before I wanted to go as well, I need to sign off in a minute. But I was at the show last night and they gave out these. What's his name? I'm going to take off this stupid blur effect because it's really annoying. Can I do that? Yes, I can. One sec. Virtual background. None. There we go. Hey, I'm back to normal. They gave out these Moroccan oil bags, and it's got freebies in it. Okay, so let's see what's in it. We've got notebook about Moroccan oil. If you don't know, Moroccan oil is like the biggest sponsor that Eurovision has. They supply a lot for it. Okay. Oh, right. What's this? Moroccan. The other thing is actually Moroccan oil. Let me see. Yeah, it's just Moroccan oil. I wonder how much this is worth though. Like they were just giving these out. And then what's this? Hand cream, and two of them. I mean, this is actually probably worth a bit. So, thank you, Moroccan oil. God's sake, and a lot of people didn't grab them. I think a lot of people just missed them. They were sitting outside the arena. Got another question then. Do you think, one sec to get it up, do you think Johnny Logan would do better for the UK? No. Way past his time, I would say. I wonder if he'll be there this week though. Maybe he might be there tomorrow in the arena, but he won't be performing, I don't think. Also, I think that there is going to be something at the grand final. There's a lot of secrecy around the grand final right now. I think it was Scott Mills that said it, that there was a closed set at the grand final, and some of the kind of press had to be asked to leave because the press gets invited into the arena to watch the rehearsals sometimes, but they had to get asked to leave for one part of the show. So obviously there were going to be something like something added to the show, so like a different interval act, and there's been a lot of rumors, so I don't know who it's going to be. It might be the host singing something like a love peace moment, or it might be like a huge artist. It might be like, God forbid, it might be like Paul McCartney or something like that. Like you never know, but there's a lot of secrecy around this grand final because the Liverpool songbook thing and like what's the other interval act, Sam Ryder and stuff, they aren't the only two interval acts. There's usually about 3 or 4, so there'll be another one, I think, and it'll be huge. Well, I'm hoping. But yeah, I'm gonna sign off of this live stream, but I'll be back in about 30 minutes, about 6 o'clock, to talk about the running order for the grand final. Yeah, so I'll see you in about 30 minutes. Thank you to everyone that joined, and I'll see you soon.